The topic of starting school times later has been a discussion for years now, and yet not all schools are choosing to do it. Some have reasons such as it would interrupt theater performances, it would complicate transportation, it would get in the way of parents' work if they had to pick their kids up, the busing. But I looked into it some more and found that there are many strong reasons that school times should start later in the morning, even if it's just by a half hour. Teachers are experiencing firsthand the effect that sleep deprivation has on kids and their ability to learn. They're tired in class, they're falling asleep if the teacher dims the light, or even if they don't dim the light, these kids are still passing out just right on their desks or dozing off, and they're not able to get their full take advantage of this learning opportunity that they have that school provides because they're exhausted. And our teenagers' internal body clocks, there's been research done that proves that our internal body clocks isn't set to fall asleep until a later time at night. So we don't even get tired until 10. And then waking up at 5, 6, having to catch a bus at 6:15, that's crazy. There are a few schools in the United States who have decided to move their time to later in the day, just a half hour or so. And the effects are dramatic, and they compare their test results to schools that haven't started their times later, and these schools that have pushed their times back are excelling in all the academic courses. They're getting higher test scores, their students are getting higher GPAs. Overall, the school is just having a better image, all because they decided to push school times back. It's such a simple change, and yet not everyone is motivated enough to do it. There are many health effects that sleep deprivation causes. These can be as extreme as depression or just unhappiness, mood swings. And teachers have noticed these types of moods happening in class. They're moody, they're grumpy, they don't want to cooperate. And we could solve this by letting these kids get an extra half hour, hour of sleep. I mean, just that alone will be able to solve so many of these problems that are really unnecessary, considering that we have a solution at our fingertips and we haven't made the change yet. Finally is the issue of transportation. This is one of the main things holding schools back from making the change to start school times later. They don't want to complicate the busing, whatever. And yet, schools can still take away busing because of costs, and doesn't that complicate it already? They don't have a problem going from 5 buses down to 3 and making these bus rides hours long for these kids. And yet they won't push the school start time back 30 minutes when that would reduce teen car crashes because they wouldn't be driving drowsy, which has been proven to be as equally as dangerous as drunk driving. And yet drunk driving is illegal, and drowsy driving, we aren't giving these kids another option. They have to wake up in the morning and they are driving themselves to school tired. To me, the answer is simple. In order for teens to be safe, get full advantage of their learning opportunities, and feel good and happy overall, we must start school times later in the morning so that they can get the healthy required amount of sleep for their age.